It is straight up 9 o'clock on the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. What devil music is this, Galvin?
Muse.
Oh, sometimes I gotta let
devil.
him kick in a little bit.
Not devil.
Galvin is back at the station, and Carmen is back at the station. April Macie is here in the studio with us.
Hi, April.
Hey. Hi. Hey, guys.
Let me turn you up here. Hold on. There we go. How you been?
I'm so good. Today's my anniversary.
Oh, I was gonna say, you still married? I always have to check these things.
Today
Yeah.
we're 3 years.
Oh my God!
Wow.
3 years married?
3 years married. We're making it, guys. We're making
Wow.
Things are happening.
Will you ever have
knew?
kids?
it. My womb's dying slowly, everybody. I felt like he didn't realize because I've been freezing my face in 2005. I should have been freezing my eggs.
Does he want to have kids?
He would be a great father. I never wanted kids until him, but
Oh, really?
I feel like I could maybe squeeze one out with my last 17 eggs.
I would think you'd be a good mother. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember what was important at all the ages because
right.
my parents were lackluster.
Well, you have a
Crappy.
good relationship with your mother, right?
Nope, I have a good relationship with both of them. My mom's not drinking anymore.
Oh,
and my
no more
mom-
painting either?
No, she's painting.
Okay, good.
My mom figured out the stock market. She's like the Wolf of Wall Street.
What is she buying? Bitcoin?
I know she bought like a lot of AMC and GameStop early on, and
Yeah,
she
nice.
turned her unemployment money into like $250,000.
That's great. Good for her. That's so funny. April's mother used to drink and do paintings of Michael Bolton.
Yeah,
That's one of
yeah.
the best things ever.
She still loves Michael Bolton.
What are you doing? Everything all right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sleeveless
go
is here. Sleeveless is in the house. It's a choice. These shorts.
So let me give you the brief.
Right.
So one day I came home. It's disgustingly hot here in this state. It's gross at all times. And I came home one day and I was just from the driveway to the car. I broke a sweat and I go, you know what? I'm fat and I'm hot and I'm not wearing sleeves for the rest of the summer. And I said, I'm declaring it the summer of no sleeves. This idiot just went and cut all the sleeves off his shirt.
That's right.
I didn't mean
That's right,
you had to
Michael.
do it. I meant I'm
Blindly
not doing it.
following.
You
Yeah.
said summer no sleeves. I said I hate sleeves also, ripping them off.
So now he wears a sweater vest and a shirt with no sleeves.
Yeah.
No, it's a confusing combination.
Yes. And it's like, I don't know what people, like I'm used to seeing it, but when people don't see him for a long time or see him for the first time, they
Yeah.
just look at him and they're like, well, what's going on here?
I feel like the sweater vest is a choice that's like, I like golf, but I don't like getting ladies. I think that's what it says.
Yeah.
And
a
the
lot, yes.
sad
Yeah.
part is that, I mean, granted, most of us are married, but he gets the most ass out of anybody.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's got a
Shocking.
girlfriend now, but before that, and I mean, the quality of girls that he got too, and I'm not jealous. I'm proud of you.
Thank you,
I'm
Michael.
proud
I
of you,
appreciate
yeah.
it. Taught me everything I know.
You would never like him because he's too short.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 I
Wait,
know.
that's not the
How
only
tall?
reason?
How tall? How
5'6".
tall? Okay. I just don't want to like be beefier than a dude. Like I don't,
Yeah.
like I'd have to get his back in a bar fight.
Right. Oh, he's a little scrapper. I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind fighting with him.
Yeah.
I just remember when we did years ago, we did the April Macy dating game, and all the guys you liked were tall.
Well, that one was a giant.
Yes,
That
there was one guy
I
who
didn't
was-
pick him though. I picked your full friend who
Yeah.
showed up with. He had a lit candle in his car when he picked me up.
He's a strange character.
Yeah, he's very weird.
Yeah. We don't talk anymore.
That's
Okay.
That's over.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
That's a solid choice.
And then you have the Iranian husband who
I
lived in Italy.
Yes.
Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
And then he could not come over here, and then you wrote a nice letter, and then they were like, okay, we're sorry, he
I
can
did.
come over here.
I wrote a letter to the U.S. consulate, and I tried to humanize him and like make him a person. And then I wrote an L.A. Times op-ed piece.
That's what I read.
Yeah, that ran like it was like the day before our second interview.
Yeah.
And I feel like they had to give it to us. We were just like and I've done U.S. military. I'm like, I've thrown my body into war zones. I can't have a husband.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
because
and
he's a little too chocolatey.
And you laid it out really well about the fact that your husband can't come here and see your future husband or whatever it was at the time can't come here and see where you're from, can't see. And I felt bad when I read it out, but it was very well written.
Thank
Now
you.
So how do you go about putting that in the paper? Like, who do you call and say, hey, I'm doing this?
Publicist just
Oh, yeah.
sent it out to a few places. It was passed on, but the LA Times by a few, but the LA Times picked it up.
I
So
thought
that
it was great.
Thanks.
And now with social media, you don't even really need that. Once you get it out there, it's out there.
I felt like at least I was like actively doing something instead of just weeping and being sad.
Yeah,
So-
listen, I don't know if you wrote it or not, but just to know you as the girl with the "I Love Wieners" T-shirt, and then read it was well written, and it was it pulled at your heartstrings. Like I wanted to go and bring him over here and do a TV movie where we smuggle him into the country.
Well, did you see that where I actually started reading it and I was like crying?
Yeah.
Throughout? Yeah, that was a real sad sack. That was a real sad sack.
It was kind of hot. I like that though.
Just a lady crying.
I don't know. So he's here. Where is he?
He's back home.
Yeah.
For our anniversary.
Yeah.
We're gonna do 3 days in Maui for our anniversary.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about April is that she has learned how to maximize her travel points.
We just got a house in Italy. Got a home in Tuscany.
Really?
I don't
What are they
understand.
paying her at Side Splitters? I need to start telling
I just
jokes.
tell you, I don't understand. We got this house and this agriturismo, which is like agricultural. They grow olives and wine.
Of course they do.
$650 a month.
Oh, wow.
$650 a month for a farmhouse with a pool and a tennis court and a restaurant. And my husband has to be an immigrant who believes in the American dream. It's a real crock.
You're a comedian, and he at the time had a store that sold leather jackets.
He did, and then he had a restaurant.
A restaurant, yeah.
Working on a second restaurant.
Now, does he have oil money somewhere? Is he rich?
No. I married a full immigrant who believes in the American dream.
The American dream to go buy a house in another country.
That's my dream.
Yeah.
I don't want to work as hard.
I don't blame you.
It's if I can pay $650, why would I want to pay LA prices to live on a highway?
Listen, I just came from there. I was there last month, and it is just garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I love it there. I really do. The weather is enough to make me go, oh, I don't care about the people living on the sidewalk. But it is the worst state right now in the entire country.
It's just stressful. As soon as you get home, it's like you're driving and
by the
6
time you get
lanes.
home, yeah.
You're pull my hair out. I'm like, or I could walk down a gravel path and have health insurance for $650.
and have all the olives that you
and
want.
public transport. We have a fig tree and a walnut tree, so we're not going to starve.
That's great.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Believe it or not, I grew up in New York, and we had 6 fig trees.
Really?
Yeah, I remember the first time I went to summer camp in Pennsylvania, people were like, you're from New York? You guys don't have trees? Because they just see the city, in movies. And I'm like, not only do we have I have fig trees in my yard, I had an apricot tree in my yard. Pluck. My grandfather would get so mad, we'd just go out there and eat them right off the tree.
I gotta show you a picture. It's pretty awesome.
Listen, April Macy's a great comedian, but she's also a great travel consultant.
Yeah, I've been telling you I'll plan a trip for you for a long time.
I know.
You never take me up on my travel skills.
I have the most anal brother. I usually travel with my brother, and so this year I pitched again to go to one of those Christmas Village places that you always show me.
Yeah, why are you not Rothenburg or Tobler or Colmar or Strasbourg?
Yeah, all these places I never heard of before.
Yeah.
That's what you've got me on the internet looking. So last year we were going to do that. And what we ended up doing was it was very similar to Strasbourg. We rented a cabin in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, which I have to tell you we loved. So it was my family, my brother's family, and Bobby Kelly and his wife and kid.
That's nice.
And we met there and we spent the week there, and it's fun to be with those people.
But if you do want a Christmas market fiesta, I
Yes.
can plan. I feel like Bruges is also a really...
That's where we looked.
Yeah, Bruges.
Yeah, because that's what you told me, so that's why I pitched to the family.
And there's this amazing little Airbnb that each room has a fireplace and spiral staircase.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
See, you and my wife would pick the perfect place. So my brother and I, we get along great. Mm-hmm. We're only 3 years apart, but we're completely opposite. I'm the big messy guy, and he's the completely straight anal guy. And he's on time for everything. I'm late for everything. So we went to Paris, and we let my wife book the hotel in Paris. So she picked a boutique hotel that had a perfect view of the Eiffel Tower and all that stuff. Dude, he was so miserable. It took us 16 elevator trips to get our luggage upstairs.
Oh, but that's all of most of Europe. You're not going to get a big
No,
elevator.
I know, but
You're
then
gonna take one piece at a time.
In order to poop, he had to put his feet in the hallway and his butt in the bathroom, and he was just cursing me the entire time. He was like, this is the worst hotel I've ever stayed in. So now I just stay out of it. I just say, this is where we're going. You guys work it all out. Yeah, that's the easy way to do it. How long have you been out on the road for a while? COVID slow you down or no?
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, my calendar's pretty good till May. I feel like I have a life again.
Yeah.
But it was scary. I did this club in Arkansas, and the club owner was like, "Oh, don't worry, we put buckets of bleach by the door so it smells clean when people walk in." And I was like, "Oh God, I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die!"
They're faking it out with the air freshener.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
So, how long were you off the road?
I mean, I still worked sporadically.
Did you really?
Throughout COVID? Yeah, like I was here last year. I did some dates here and there, Kansas, a few places.
Bobby was sweating it out because he thought he was never going to be able to go back on the road. The comedy store was closed. The comedy cellar rather was closed.
No, it was terrifying because then you're like, well, what other life skills do I have?
That's what I was going to say. What would you have done?
I mean, I feel like I could be like a wedding planner. I feel like I have skills.
Travel
but
agent?
All the things that I'm good at were all closed down. Like travel was gone. Weddings, you weren't allowed to, like, all my skills. My skill set's limited. I have very limited education. Look at me.
You don't have an OnlyFans yet?
No.
You could have done that.
Yeah, I guess. I got to get my a can out.
Do you know that Karen Fian chick? Do you know her?
No.
Do you know her? You should bring her in. I don't know if could tell a goddamn joke or not, but I saw her BH the other day on the internet. And she's a comedian.
Is
she's
BH, can you say
a
BH?
butthole.
Butthole?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't really know, so I just sometimes I say it, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
So she has an OnlyFans page. I found out about it, and she was on a bunch of different podcasts and stuff. And I was like, let me look. And I'm not gonna pay for it, but I just jumped on a porn site and put her name in just to see where it came up. Oh man, she's straight action, man. She's doing it, and
really?
yeah, I was like, what?
Is she a comedian?
Yes. And I don't know if she's funny at all, but she's got a nice looking BH.
Oh my God.
I know.
I really need to up my game.
I mean, here's the thing. Part of me I was like, oh, that must be weird. And then I thought, who cares? If these idiots are going to pay you $20 a month, take every dime you can get while you still have the good body.
I don't feel like I could get fully Pound Town on camera, but I could get like
She was
one.
solo.
Okay.
She was solo in what I saw. She was pounding herself.
Okay.
So, and I don't, like with me, I know that people aren't paying to see me naked, but if I found out that there is a bunch of gay guys in Hungary only that just want to watch me do it, I'd be like, are they paying for it? I don't care. As long as I don't want to see them, but I don't care if they're watching it. As long as my kids don't see it.
I feel like if I could get just like one Pollock can out. Just one can.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I bet you there's a lot of girls, like a lot of attractive women who have an OnlyFans that aren't showing anything or maybe just teasing a little bit, and that's enough to drag these guys along.
You think so? Waiting for the day.
And then every once in a while, just when they're like, you know what, this is terrible, and you just flip a nipple, and they're like, oh, wait, hold on, and you get them another 3 months out of the deal. I am amazed by women who have Amazon wish lists and all these things, and guys are buying them stuff.
I've never been that lady. I make bad choices.
Listen, you've never been that lady because you're a smart, independent businesswoman. However, sometimes if you see the sucker, you got to go take what you can get.
I just feel I have a lot of guilt and a lot of shame that I got to work through.
I understand what you're saying, because we have a woman that calls the show all the time Crazy Patty, and if Crazy Patty had money, I could not let Crazy Patty waste her money on sending me gifts. But if I don't know them and they're just strangers, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, what's up, ladies? This guy needs a new computer. Look at my BH.
I got a wish list for my husband. Most of them involve just trips.
From him?
Yeah. I'd like a hot air balloon ride.
Oh, no.
Like a safari.
My sister was like, wouldn't it be cool if we all went on a hot air balloon? And I go, no. I think that's the most, I just picture me, my father, and my brother in a hot air balloon and us dying and the news just showing our picture and going, well, what did they expect? You know what I mean? When people, I watch a lot of videos of these guys that do base jumping, where they just jump off a bridge and they have one of those squirrel suits on and they fly a little bit and then they hit something and they die. And I go, well, yeah, what do you expect is going to happen? After a while, there's going to be an accident.
I had an opportunity to jump out of a plane. Is it the Golden Knights with the Golden Knights?
Yeah.
And then I ended up doing Joey Diaz's podcast instead he's like, all right, do you want to be in the military or do you want to come and promote your shows? And
I give you stuff that makes you feel like you jumped out of a plane.
No, I did really want to do it though. I was
You
like,
did?
well, I feel like with the Golden Knights, you're not gonna die.
Be
Like
safe.
that's your best chance of not dying.
See, do you like roller coasters and stuff?
I don't, but I feel like it's one of those things if you just crossed it off, like one of those
Yeah.
life bucket lists, and just that opportunity. You're like, well, these are the best plane jumpers.
Yeah, like I had the Blue Angels ask me one time if I wanted to fly with them, and I was like, yeah. And then I went, no.
Really?
I don't even like to fly commercial, let alone in a plane that goes 900 miles an hour where you have to learn how to breathe before you get in it.
But then I think you have the best party stories. Like I flew with the Blue Angels.
I know, yeah.
Nobody's trumping that.
No, you're right, but I think also at the same time I can go, yeah, and then I told them, no way, that's my party story. Is me going, no, I'm not doing that.
I feel like that's I slept in Saddam Hussein's palace, and I'm like, it just doesn't get much better than that.
That's true. That I would do. Blue Angels, no. Saddam's palace, yes.
Yeah, I was terrified. But
why?
We like,
well, who are you with?
I mean, I was on a U.S. military
Saddam.
base. I was with, just me and him in a hole.
No, but I mean,
Doritos.
the U.S. military was there.
Yeah,
so.
you have personal security detail, but there was one night they're like, ma'am, you should be there's snatch and grabs. Don't leave your room. Like, they can take you and, like, sell you for more than they'd probably make their entire life.
Yeah.
To, like, a terrorist organization. Old redheads sticking out like a sore thumb.
No kidding. They had you on radar the minute you landed. Holy cow. Yeah, I don't ever, like, I would like to go to Morocco, or I'd like to go to one of those Indian markets where they're eating snakes and stuff, but I don't want to go with my family. Like, I'd never want to go. That's the trip you go with your friends.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I'm scared. There's some places I'm terrified to go. Like, I was going to go perform in Pakistan, and my husband's like, you're not going to Pakistan to tell your wiener jokes, you idiot.
Stone you right there on the stage.
I was like, I'm trying to bridge the world with laughter. He's like, they ain't ready for it.
Well, didn't they spit on you in Abu Dhabi or something?
I got mangoed in
Mangoed?
Delightful.
mangoed in Oman. I checked my bag in Salalah. I picked it up in Muscat, and I had like a 3/4 sleeve because it was like 120 in the shade. And
Yeah.
like if they can't handle my forearm meat, like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to help them. And then I probably had a bunch of feminist reading and, like, you know, some real horror gear in the bag.
Yeah.
And my bag was covered in garbage when I got it out of baggage claim. Just mangoes, sloppy mangoes were all
Did they
over.
They went through your stuff, you thought?
I think they went through my stuff and saw, like, full frontal feminism or whatever dumb lady books I had.
Right.
And they're like, no, not this lady.
Holy cow. And were you scared to be there after that?
I wasn't, because I thought it was more progressive, but then you see a donkey walking backwards on the highway, and you're like, they're not as advanced as I thought.
Oh,
So,
man.
I was scared in Saudi, because a guy came up and he's like, you steal, I'll cut your hands off.
He said, yeah?
Yeah, you can just say that to a lady in a public forum. So,
Did he think you were going to steal something?
I mean, I would imagine my devil blue eyes.
Right.
He could sense that I was no good.
Here's what I don't understand. With it being so suppressive, if I had a lady showing her forearms, I'd be like, look at the forearms. You know,
They're just mad at them. They're so furious.
But don't they want to have sex?
They do, but I think it makes them angry. I think they're sexually so repressed
Yeah.
that it just comes out in fury. It's
don't
like a fight
understand.
or flight. If they can't,
Yeah.
they can't pound it, they're just going to be mad at it.
That's very interesting. I don't know. I that's anybody who's ever doubting whether or not they love this country should go try and hang out over there for a little while.
I couldn't do it.
Mm-mm.
Like, even going to Iran, it's with my husband. I'm like, it's all right.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine that.
Because as a woman, like his ex-wife, he had to sign for her passport. Like, women aren't entitled
To travel?
to travel unless they have male
kinda like that.
permission. Yeah.
I mean, I don't really feel that that's right, but I kind of like a little control.
But you could, like, marry a good guy, and then he could be like, nope, you can't go anywhere. And then only a dude can file for divorce.
Oh yeah. See, we should have the upper hand on some things.
Like, you guys are all on board.
I believe in equality plus that. Yeah, like I wish that, like, I love my wife and everything's equal and all that stuff, but she should have to ask me permission for a couple of things. Like, she shouldn't just be able to go to another country without me.
God, I get lippy so fast. The tides would turn.
She did too until I wrapped her one.
Oh, good.
No,
All
could
right.
you imagine that?
No.
We always talk about on this show how did you love I Love Lucy as a female comedian with red hair?
And always the backhand, always the like.
Fred used to always tell him Ethel he was going to go up and rap her one.
Yeah,
Beat
yeah.
her.
He was going to push her down the stairs, he said one time, I remember.
That show is insane. That's insane. I love how I'm sitting here all tough talking about my wife, just praying she doesn't come through the door like Kramer and throw something at me.
No, my husband's I'm definitely the volatile one.
Yeah.
My husband's very stable.
Yeah. Oh, I stable, and he probably fears you a little bit.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Who do you hang out with?
You mean
Like, who's your friends?
what if this was like where I start crying and I'm like, I have no friends. I have no friends.
It would make best of. I can assure you.
Who do I hang out with? I like Rachel Feinstein a lot.
I love her. I brought you up.
Super funny.
I made a joke about you and brought you up on a podcast with her one time, and she was like, "That's so funny. She's one of my best friends." I was like, "I know. That's why I said it."
I love her. Who else do I love? I love Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
Who's been more than kind to all of us.
Yeah, it's weird. Are you not surprised how somebody like that just goes and all of a sudden is like famous?
Can I tell you, I have an email from 2011 trying to get her a manager where I was like, I knew she's a star. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like as a comedian, I can recognize when somebody has twinkle, where
Right.
you're like, oh, that's a star right there. I could watch her do this one physicality or this horse move for 20 minutes and still still be engaged. But then I'm like, you know, people that the industry tries to push, and you're like, oh, I'm just looking around the room for the light, waiting for them to get off.
Yeah.
This locks.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, they're so, like, this is a dullard. You guys have tried to push a dullard down our throats, but we know it's a dullard.
Yeah, that's the truth. There's, I don't know if I don't want to. Well, I'll ask first. I'm with there. Are you friends with Whitney Cummings?
I'm not friends with her. I mean, I'm trying to be positive with all lady comics now and not be jealous of their careers. But I was like, I won that contest, but she won it life. Where's my pool and my ranch?
Oh, you know what, April? I didn't even think about this. So, yes, the Howard contest.
Yeah.
Okay, so I brought this up because of that and forgot about that. So they asked me if her publicist reached out and they wanted to put her on the show.
Yeah.
And I said no, because when she was on that, she said to Howard, "I hate doing morning radio." And she said, "I like doing your show, but I hate doing local morning radio, and it's just a drag, and the shows suck, and all that." And I was like, "Oh, really?" And I remember telling Ralphie May, I was like, Whitney Cummings, you hear what she said this morning? I was so mad. And he goes, "Man, I'm surprised you even know who she is." This was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then they asked if she's coming to town, if we would have her on. I was like, "No." Yeah. And I told him, and he goes, "Good, I'll pass it along and let him know you can't bite the hand that feeds you." Then they called again yesterday, and I was like, "No." I'm like, I don't even have to get into the way she flipped on Dalia thing. I just don't.
Yeah.
I'll remember what she said, and she can suck it now if she can't sell tickets.
I mean, I don't want to crap on other
No, I don't.
comics, but
Yeah.
I will say she did call my handbag out for being fake, and it was.
That's a woman trick, though.
Yeah.
You guys
I was
all
like,
have
oh,
it.
she could smell the white trash right on me.
Wait, back then, when you were on the show together?
Yeah, we were flying, and then my sweet Louis Vuitton, I got in a crawl space in Korea. It was like a door flipped around, and I went, and there was like a man. There was a lot of secret talk and radio. I got my fake bag, and I was proud of it. And she's like, "That's obviously not real." And I
She
was
said it like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh man, she knows I grow up poor."
See, though, but with all the traveling you do, you get over there, you can get those things pretty cheap. I'm never the guy that's gonna roll up to a Gucci but I bought a Gucci wallet because I was like, this wallet would be $600 in the United States. It was like $30 here.
Yeah, you can get it for $100, like at the Gucci outlet outside of Florence. I think I got my husband's wallet for like $100.
Right.
It was like, you're right, like a $600 wallet.
Yeah, it was
and they
crazy.
had sales. I was selling them on consignment. That was like my side hustle. During COVID, people still want Gucci shoes. So I could pick some up for €80.
I just got you these from A Macy 06. Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. April Macy's here with us. She's one of our longest, one of the most frequent guests we've had on this show over the years. Has been coming on since we were on in afternoons and other stations, and she's at Side Splitters 960-1197 or sidesplitterscomedy.com to make reservations to see her. Who are you with? Do you have anybody?
Cool. My friend is coming, Christina Walkinshaw.
Okay.
And then
That's a good name, Walkinshaw.
Local host and a local host.
Who do you know? I always like to put these guys over. Who? John Silman.
All right, John Silman.
Do you have Jeff Klein at your place? Jeff Klein hosts a podcast called Beer with a Queer.
Okay.
Evidently he's gay, and we did it together yesterday. and it was
Super fun.
super fun because he's like your straight looking business dude.
Yeah.
But he's like, we drink a beer and any questions you have, and I was like, I got a lot of questions, so I just let them all. I let them all rip, man. I got things I always want to know. Yeah,
I'm obsessed with Mateo Lane. I think he's adorable.
of course he is. And he's got a solid body.
That body's ridiculous. I'd rather have that body than what I got going on. This gelatinous mess.
You look good.
No, I got a quarantine body.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
At this
Real-
point, but
real
you look
meaty.
good.
Thanks.
You're married now. What do you
No,
care?
but I feel like I should keep my wedding picture shape. Like I feel like he deserves.
You're gonna go up and down. Yeah,
but
listen.
I don't need to be just a mess.
You bring up a good point because you when you got married, you entered into a contract right there, and he bought those goods. So you're right. Like with my wife, she's got to stay in good shape. I can be fat because she married a fat guy, so it doesn't matter. I'm so proud of my wife. We're like almost on our 2-year Peloton anniversary, and she still uses that goddamn thing every day. We got to be among the small percentage of people that actually uses it.
That stock.
Well, I say we. I'm not using it for
Yeah.
anything.
My mom would let you know that stock really went up.
Yeah.
It
did. I bought it.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah,
quarantine buy.
yeah, it totally was. It's so funny, and they just dropped the price now, so it's taken off. Me and your mom got to start sharing tips, man.
Oh my God, my mom, the Wolf of Wall Street. She always has her little earpiece in on vacation.
Shut up.
Yeah, she listens to these guys that are 20 years old, and she's like, I'm listening to the kid that has a Lambo, not these old farts. I'm like, my mom's using words like Lambo.
I turned my father on to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And I said, Dad, listen. I said, I know you guys got money. I said, this thing is dying right now, and it's going to take off.
Yeah.
When it hits this price, buy it. Buy a lot of it.
Yeah.
He's like, you sure? I'm like, I'm positive. Down to if it dips below 30, buy as much as you can. He's like, okay. So he bought it, and then it went up a little bit, and then it went up. And then he had to update me every time it updated. I'm like, it fluctuates by the second. You don't have to tell me every time it moves. Just let me know when you cash out and you want to buy me a car. That's all I care about. I tried to stir up some crap this weekend for you, but it would not happen. I saw you and Chad Zumach were fighting on social media.
Oh, what is the deal with the Z-Man? The funny thing is, it was a joke. He went right for the C word.
I didn't see all of it. I didn't know.
I'll show you my screenshots I took in case he deleted it.
Yeah.
No, I just wrote, he said, I'm going to come visit you in Tampa. And I just said, I'll hide my credit cards.
Which is funny.
Hilarious.
I take shots at him all the time.
A comedian, you should, and he jumped right to the C word.
So I reached out to him yesterday, and I said, hey, I noticed you're fighting with April Macie. I said, she's coming on the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
We should do something. And he wrote back, because I know you're fun. And he wrote back, and he was like, I came here, and I was in a weird place, and blah. And then I was like, it's drama. And I just let it go. I just wanted to have some fun and let you guys yell at each other for a little while. And he just, because I know him a little bit.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. I think he's got some issues. And I think when he works through his issues and he's chill for a little while, it's like a bipolar guy when they're half the time they're good, then half the time they're crazy.
I don't have time for that. Just he needs to take more headshots where he's holding a shoe phone.
Oh, Inspector Gadget.
You never call me on your shoe phone.
Oh my God! I love to bust his balls. And he can take it for the most part, but now he's too sensitive. He's like, I just want to get past it now. I don't want to fight with comedians.
He was like, post a picture. I'll Venmo you. Post a picture of you that isn't from 15 years ago. So I sent him this witch with an owl on her head. I was like, dude.
What is that? Why is he trying
That's
to
his
insult
go-to.
you?
That's his go. I feel like that's a lot of dudes' go-to. Like women aren't allowed to age. You're like, I know I'm a melting candle over here. You're not hurting nobody with that.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. That's funny. Well, I just he passed. He did not want to, and he wasn't afraid or anything. He just didn't want to start any crap with you. So
the funny thing is, I was willing to have him at the show. I probably would have given him a guest spot.
Yeah.
But dude, you can't go for the C word right away.
I didn't know he said that. I just
it
knew.
Was
yeah.
hilarious. That's a funny joke. I'll hide my credit cards.
Yeah, we've been busting his balls about that forever.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime we have anything, I have a magnetic thing that holds my credit cards, and I got out of the car and I must have knocked it off and I couldn't find it, And Gio thankfully found it for me, but in the meantime, I thought Chad had stolen them. So they're just jokes.
Yeah, like I don't. If I'm attacked, I feel like this woman was like, it was on a Laugh Factory thing. She's like, "You're old and unfunny," and then I just blew up a picture of her gums and sent it back to her.
That is the bet when
I was like, just so you know, your gums have gums.
Dude, I love that when people are like, I don't mind if they want to be like, your show sucks and I don't like you. Okay, whenever you don't like it, I don't like. But when they try to attack you physically and they're awful,
Awful.
you
It's
have
confusing.
to point that back out to them.
I was like, you can't have an empty tube sock for a boob and then come at me with old with them sloppy seconds.
I always go, you can't insult me through these teeth, and I send them a picture of their own teeth.
That's
back
what
to them.
I did. I was like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
I just blew up the gums. I have it if you guys would like to see it. It was really an upsetting mouth.
Listen.
Like, my husband's ex-wife, she looks like Edward James Olmos.
So that he doesn't care what you look like
That's
now.
what I
Yeah.
feel like. I'm like, if you were willing to tolerate that nonsense, I'm
Right.
like, she washed her face with firecrackers.
Now and you've met her, right?
Well, I've seen her casually on the street, but she refuses to say hi to
Right,
me or
right. I know she's
acknowledge
mad
my
at you.
presence.
I remember that.
I don't get it. I was nice initially, but
That's so funny to
then
me.
I get mean.
Edward James almost.
She will stand but not deliver.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
Oh man.
Or Noriega. I feel like Noriega's also.
Both
Oh.
equally sexy. Yeah.
A lot of pockmarks.
Listen to me. Go see April Macy. Oh, you know what? I remember the first time you were on the show. Oh, yeah. I have to tell you about this. The first time you were on the show, you were here on Valentine's Day with Pizitsky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to see her boobs really bad. And she was like, I'd show them to you, but I don't know what my husband's going to say. And they're like, let's call my husband. I'm like, what does your husband do? She's like, he's a comic. And we called him up, and he said he wasn't a dick about it, but he was like, nah, whatever. And I now we're like friends with him. Now he's like super famous, and we brought him in a couple of years ago. Like last year, he was doing a tour, and he came in the studio, and we had to talk about that. We have such a weird relationship with Segura because there was that to start it off with.
Yeah.
Then Bert would always tell me, hey, my friend Tom's coming. You should have him on the show. He's funny. And I would specifically not have him on because Bert was asking me to have him on. And it made me not like Tom. And now I think Tom's one of the funniest guys.
Yeah.
I watch his stand-up all the time. I think he's hilarious. It's just so funny how that all started and came around. Bert ruined it, and he wouldn't let us see
Can you see them
Christina's.
now?
I mean, I don't know if I'd ask him now. Now I have respect for him. Then I didn't.
Okay.
You know?
Plus, now she's
Yeah.
old. So
Women
can't get old.
You guys, that timing was good.
You should see his gums. Ooh.
Oh, I gotta show you the gums. I
I'll
gotta show you
take a look
what
at the gums.
what she was bringing, and the boobs were not good.
Yeah, I don't know. That women on women hate thing doesn't ever work out.
I don't get it. Like what? You're coming on my page. It's
Yeah.
very confusing.
Yeah, you sought me out. You're
To
following
be
me.
mean to me.
Yeah.
Like, I had a dude that told me I was the reason that my act was obviously a result of the feminist movement, and I was the reason the Taliban was gaining strength in the U.S.
Well, he might be right. He might have a point.
It was like,
yeah.
that doesn't even make sense, but I'll take it. Super weird.
Go see April Macy this weekend. Side Splitters, 960-1197 or sidesplitterscomedy.com. It's always great to see you.
You too.
I'm sorry that you had to walk through my garage, but I did put shoes
thank
on
you
for
for
you
putting
today.
shoes.
Yes,
Yeah, I
thank you.
appreciate it.
I'm going to take a break, look at the picture of the gums. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone.
It's the Mike Calta Show on 102.5 The Bone. Punt, pass, kick, listen, repeat.